What approach are you taking to design a graduate level course teaching innovation?
Well, I've looked back across my career and my education, and I've pulled together, I'd say, the greatest minds, the people who've been the most influential in the work that I've done, and I've identified their articles, their case studies, and I've tried my best to draw them together into something that's synthetic, that has some internal coherence, where there's a red thread that kind of draws you throughout it. In teaching at CEDIM, I'm working with students who, as Mexican, their experience innovation and seeing innovation is different, and I'm really interested in exploring that. I've done some work in the past with Tec de Monterrey, evaluating technology there for commercializability, and there's some unique challenges that are faced in Mexico that have more to do with the structure of wealth and capital generation, accumulation, and investment. So I'm curious if these ideas that I've kind of picked up and have used, is there any kind of geographic limitation to it? Can these be applied? What assumptions are in that I won't know at this point until I get there and I start to communicate this, and people say, but Senor Hammans, but this does not, this doesn't apply here. This is there's these 5 or 10 things you haven't considered. So the process is looking back, across time, across projects, across the great thinkers, I'd say, in the space that you work in, and then trying to distill it into something that can be communicated tacitly and explicitly through reading and participation in exercises.
Which thinkers have made the cut?
It's quite a survey. So Daniel Kahneman, because I wanted to have an understanding. I wanted to build up a model that was based in, say, really modern knowledge of psychology of decision making in people, System 1 and System 2.
Yep.
As well, then sort of translating that into kind of traditional marketing strategy. So Chernev was a particular author and researcher that I have always found his stuff to be kind of really clear and concise. To experiential marketing, like Schmidt, I find to have really good work in that space, and into Christensen, Innovator's Dilemma, and things like Blue Ocean Strategy, into just the basics of what is strategy and Porter. So and that's just kind of the beginnings, I guess. Others getting into more detail, where people kind of talk about experiential marketing as a process, as giving case studies there. Youngme Moon, I think her book Different is great. I end the class with that, as well as several case studies she's written. So it's a range, but mostly, again, the theme of the class is being unique and competitive. So we're picking up after a friend of mine has finished a class on customer relevance, and now it's about building that relevance into a process and things that can be scaled a bit through, say, the marketing process, and also the entrepreneurial process of getting feedback from people, and then business modeling and sizing. As a vehicle for talking about concepts and these innovative potentials